This motor is, I want another one, okay? That's how good this bitch is. I want another one. I gotta call up Neil. I'm definitely gonna be getting rid of a couple of monster trucks. And I'm going truggy, bro. Fuck the other stuff, man. I'm going truggy. I'm going sealed motor. Backplate motors. I'm done. No more pull start bullshit. No more roto start shit. Fuck all this right here. This is all a waste of time, guys.
What? Is that a Savage?
This is shit. That thing is no headaches at all. It's great.
Traxxas and Savages are
you can't compete it to any
headaches.
Monster truck at all. It's really good. Really great.
You heard it from Mr. Zah himself, people.
Stay tuned for, I got some videos.
It's all about the truggies and buggies.
It's mixed in. You're going to see like an LST2. You're going to see
next one.
A couple of things. And then I bring out this guy. And I start warming up with it. Start getting comfortable with it. I started, because it was uncontrollable a couple of times. So I started learning, you know, getting used to it. And then I started hitting jumps hard, man. This sucker flew and flew. All right. Stay tuned.
Race.
What up, Nitro Nation? Welcome all Muggy Maniacs, Truggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs, like this badass techno buggy NT 48.3. Remember, there's a 48.3, which is this one, 48.4 NB, and the newest one, which is the 2.0. Thinking of maybe getting one. I love these technos. Yes, it is Team Techno Day, people. We got the badderasser techno revised, I should say, techno NT 48.3. Remember, we did a serious upgrades. I'm running the, I just put this servo in. I'm running the steering servo. I got the Cavalieri, Savox Cavalieris. Yes and no on these. They're under $100. Great servos. I think they've got like 3 something. Don't quote me on this. Muggy has to be careful what he says because everybody wants to take what I say literally. Remember, I always say, don't take my word. Don't believe what I say. When I tell you this is what I heard, this is what I heard somebody tell me, I always tell you guys that, and I guess people have selective hearing. Go do your own homework. Go do your own research. You know, this is just what works for me. That's my disclaimer. This is what works for me. I love running modified engines. Stock engines are great. You don't have to have what I have. Does that mean you're less than me? I don't think. I've never said that. Matter of fact, I know I've never said that. People just, like I said, some people out there are like bitches that I know. They have selective hearing to where they want to filter out what I really said, and they only want to hear what they want to hear. Reminds me of my ex-wife. I think that's one of the reasons we're divorced. But anyway, by the way, we got my buddy here, Israel. Say hi, Israel. Israel is, how long you been in doing the, just started, brand new. So we have a newbie, people. Yes, the Muggy does help other people. I don't just talk shit. I back my shit up. I don't just run my mouth. I run my shit. And I also do help people. And I don't remember in the last, I don't know how long, except for a shout out to Nitro Mike, because I know I've seen him on video help out people. So, correct me again if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen lately, I haven't seen anybody, and me included, okay, I help newbies out, but actually on video, helping out. So he's got this, what is it, RS4-3. RS4-3, you guys probably know, those of you that have road cars know exactly what it is, but it's an HPI. How old is this, you think? It looks new. Have you had it that long?
I had it for my brother had it for 12 years.
Okay, so his brother had it for 12 years, but it looks like nobody ran it. Well, we were going to tune it, dial it in, but guess what, people? We got a leaky tank. No bueno. Remember, if you have any leaks in your tank, your fuel lines, and one of the first indicators that I also learned from somebody that me and him went toe-to-toe, and I went toe-to-toe with some of the big dogs out there. basic two big dogs that I've ever went toe-to-toe with, and I'm not bragging about this or anything, but I'm still here. They're still doing their thing. I'm still doing my thing. Is Nitro Nerd, which, well, actually, I don't know what he's doing. I think he retired. And we know Mr. Za is semi-retired from 8-scale Nitro because his heart and soul is into drag racing, and he's just a fifth-scale freaking diehard right now. But anyway, like I say, to each their own. But don't quote me again. I heard a little birdie say that Mr. Za will be running some next level whip with next level engines, modified engines. So, like I said, don't shoot the messenger. It's not me. He's the one that came up with it. So I guess he's going to have to come back and enforce that, because you know that Mr. Zai ain't going to be promoting no stock bullshit. You know, not that, I don't want to say that, for lack of better words, that's not a good word to say. Stock engines aren't bullshit. They're just not the same as a modded engine. Like I said, hey, if you like rolling around in, you know, your Toyota Camry, to each his own, man. Toyota Camry, I know plenty of people, family members that have them. Top of the line Camry, badass. But compared to a Lexus, or even compared to a Porsche, or a Ferrari, I mean, come on, do I need to tell anybody else? Yet people get mad at me because, oh, well, if we don't have what you have, then we're underneath you and we're beneath you. And yeah, Muggy, we heard you say that, yeah, well, we don't have Technos and Kyosho's and Mugans, and you know, the we're no good. If we have RTRs, then we're not, you know, all BS. I will tell you though, honestly, that you don't own those top-notch vehicles, and you're not on the same level as most people are that have them. So I can only speak from my experience. But anyway, get back where we're talking about. He has to get a new tank, so this operation helped the newbie tune this road car, which we got to do some other things. Stay tuned for that, because I will be helping him out. He is a new Nitro brother, so give a warm round of applause for the new Nitro brother. Golf clap. So anyway, we will get this taken care of. Yeah, but I always wanted to get a road car, but the only reason I didn't want to get one is just because, where are you going to run them? You need smooth ground. You can obviously see, look, the bottom of this thing, that's why it's like that. So we're going to have to redo his suspension because he has none. So we're going to have to give him some suspension. So I've worked on a few of these. It is a nitro engine, but it's different. You got the barrel adjustment. So anyway, we'll get back to that. We're going to try to wean this thing off of this. This is like the equivalent of like cheap booze. You guys know Traxxas is some of the worst shit ever made. I wouldn't run this stuff in my lawnmower. I wouldn't run this in my worst enemy's lawnmower, put it that way. It's, you know, great for braking. I've seen people use it. I've never used it, but I know people that used it. Matter of fact, I think I've used it once. It's just got way too much. What is it, like 16%?
No idea.
Or 20%? I don't know. It's got a lot of lubrication in it. I don't even think they put how much is in it. I think it's like 16%, something more. It's like running break-in fuel all the time. And $15? Hell no, I wouldn't give them that for this. I pay that for my Byrons. Remember, the best fuel ever made in the history of fuel is right here, people. Byrons. What is that? Oh shit, what does that say? 3011. Yep. So anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. We're going to fire this up, and we're going to see if we can get a decent tune on it. I have ran it a little bit. So, ooh, something feels, what is that? Something feels tight. Uh-oh. We're binding. Is that the clutch? I think this, yeah, I don't like that. So there might be an issue, people, when we run this. We'll find out. Everything should smooth. It wants to bind right there. Now, I don't know why, unless there's something wedged in here. Something's binding up in the drive lines. should be able to turn one wheel, like turn one wheel, hold it, see how it keeps, see that, watch, right there, keeps hanging up. There just might be something in here, in the flywheel, somewhere. I don't like that. Could be dirt, could be a rock, who knows. Anyway, we'll find out when we run it. So, remember, tuning isn't all about the needles, like I was explaining to Israel here. A lot of your tuning is going to come from your clutch, the fuel you run, the temperature of the day, the plug you run. Is your tank airtight? Your lines are air... I mean, there is... Remember, I told you guys before in the past, one thing that I have learned about tuning engines is anything that's connected to the engine, anything, exhaust, carburetor, fuel lines, clutch, plug, air filter, all will affect the tuning of your engine. Are you taking notes, Israel? I'm just kidding. He's just my silent observer. So we will teach him a few things. We'll teach him what I learned. We'll give it the microtic test and see if we can get this thing dialed in. Now, I want to show you guys something, and I put it in here. And by the way, my good brother, Nitro Mike, and Nitro Mike is a good friend of mine, but we're not buddies, and that's nothing personal. So if you're watching Nitro Mike, you know, I had somebody ask me, hey, I heard, and it's probably from something they heard somewhere else. You know how that goes. I want to play that Limp Bizkit song. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. But anyway, they said, yeah, I heard you and Nitro Mike, one of my subscribers said, I heard you and Nitro Mike are like best friends. I never said that. So if you want to put up a video showing where I said, or somebody give me proof, where I said that Nitro Mike is my best friend or we're best buddies, matter of fact, I said the opposite. We're not best buddies, but we talk periodically. Same thing with Garrett Attic. Garrett Attic and me have been talking a little bit longer. So, you know, we're you know, at least I consider us pretty decent friends. You know, I'd like to say I have his back, and I would like to say he has my back, but you'd have to ask him personal. There's just a lot of people say that they're your friends, but you never know until the chips are down. I'm sure you heard that before, right? When the chips are down and you know, you usually find out who your real friends are. You know, the mask comes off sooner or later. So anyway, I don't really have anybody there is nobody on YouTube, on the time that I've been on, that I could tell you that we're like really good friends. Nobody, not one. I don't want to say best friends, but the person that I probably trust the most on YouTube is only one guy. Well, two guys. I'll say two guys. One guy I've known longer, Elite RC. Shout out to you, brother. Haven't talked to you in a while. But I'm sure you're busy doing your thing, as always. I know you call me periodically. I think he did call, and I missed his call. But anyway, and 1/5 RC. Okay? Now, there's other really good friends, but, you know, actions speak louder than words, so it's hard to trust anybody. That's why I didn't start YouTube to make friends. I have plenty of friends, and I have plenty of people that I've helped out and that I have built friendships with off YouTube. I don't need YouTube for friends. I don't need it to earn a living. I earn an honest living. I work my ass off. My parents have money, but they've never given me shit, especially when it comes to RC. I've worked and been working since I was 15. Okay, so, actually, well, 16. I'll tell you this, and I don't get personal. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade, and then I ended up getting my GED for personal reasons. So, yeah, I've been on my own at an early age. But this isn't about my life story, my personal life. This is about 8-scale nitro and what is and what isn't. Okay, not what was, but what is, because a lot of people like to bring up old shit. So I started this year on a good note, but, you know, sometimes you can only keep your side of the street clean. You can't clean anybody else's side. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
You can only keep your side of the street. This is a quote for you guys here. You can only keep your side of the street clean. Keep your end clean. You can't control what other people do or what other people say. You probably heard that, right? I can't control what anybody says, thinks, and I really don't give a shit. Like I said, if you don't like my channel, unsubscribe, thumbs down. Matter of fact, shout out to the thumbs down, because you guys are my most loyal subscribers, without a doubt. So, I know that. Mr. Zaw told me that. He said, don't worry about the thumbs down. Remember, they're your most loyal subscribers, and it's true. So anyway, enough of my rambling on. Let's teach the newbies some stuff, and let's try to see if we can get a decent tune on this R5R REDS 0.21 5-port, modded by, what does that say on the top? Oh, snaps. Is that RCR mod? Is that Lance Heidman? In my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, engine modders out there. Sure in the hell is. And why do I like Lance's work? Because I have his work, and I've ran it, and I've ran RB mods, and I have a TNS that I ran, you know, and they're decent. But like I said, Lance stuff is just next level. It's a whole nother level. So if you want to roll around in your you know, your Camrys, that's cool, you know, as long as it makes you happy. At the end of the day, you know, and this is what I always try to say, whatever floats your boat, okay? Whatever makes you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, then it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to do it, right? Now, I will tell you, this thing's a little bouncy because of the grass. If you guys look out, the grass is like really thick, and I think they got a plumbing issue here because it looks like a maintenance truck drove through or something, huh?
Looks like
Can you see those tracks? Yeah. And if you notice, when I walk out here and show you, there's a lot of water spots out here, man. Oh, there it is. There's a freaking, look at there. What we have here, people, is we have the Swamp People channel. I'm sure you guys have seen that channel. This is the Swamp People. I reckon there might be a gator in there, boy. What you talking about? All right. I'm not making fun of rednecks. Okay. I don't have to. And I'm not saying anything bad. That was just my bad impersonation. So anyway, let's get this thing warmed up. Oh, I did bring it. I thought I forgot it. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, well, it's already kind of warmed up. We'll kind of do it this way. It's still a little warm, but we're going to fire it up anyway. So... Look at how thick that grass is. See how it just wants to spin. It's like a lawnmower, look. It reminds me of, you ever watch like a wildlife channel, and you ever see like cougars and lions when they're in snow? Because it's so thick, they do like that. They have to bounce to get it through that shit. And you've ever been in snow thick like that? It's like, man, you can't even get your shit out of there, huh? Look at it. It's like a little rabbit. Look at that. It wants to jump out of it. See, I don't like doing that because it's, see how the RPM's lined up? That's like when you pin it, when you jump it, and it's air. Some people will squeeze the trigger on accident or whatever, and you're risking like, I mean, that's too many RPMs. I mean, if you just sat it on the box and just pinned it, it's not good for it. But I usually run it pretty rich, like I said before, so it just protects the engine. I don't want to go in that area, it's too much. Like that's all water right there where I just walked out. Well, it sounds okay to me. Let's see what the temperature is on it. Because I don't tune, like I said, to temperature, which means depending on the temperature, how you do your tune. I tune it when it gets to temperature is a difference, which means you want it to get it about 180 to 200, because that's usually when the engine's warmed up, everything's expanded, because like I said, if not, it's going to change as it gets hotter, and then your tune's going to change. So why do you want to waste fuel, waste time, jacking with needles when it's going to change again? That's why I recommend that you get it to about 180 to 200. And these REDS engines, I have 3 of them. And what I found is like around 250 to 300, they run better. Now, I don't know why. I'm not an engineer. All I know is from what my experience is. And that's what I try to teach people. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, this is what I experienced from the 3 different engines like this that I own. 1 is stock and 2 are modded. This is my 3rd or 2nd modded of the 3. So I have a team edition, which is black like this, but it's a little more quality. But it's got about almost 15 gallons to it now. 14 or 13, I can't remember. A lot of runtime on it. Bashed it and beat the hell out of it. But it's still got a lot of pinch. But it's about time. I told my engine builder, he said maybe a gallon, maybe, and then rebuild it. But I'm not the guy that really would rebuild an engine, even though I can, because I have 20 engines. 13 or 14 of them are modded, so why would this is an engine, I got a lot of fun out of it, it was modded by blah 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 or not. Great engine, shelf clean, conversational piece. I've got 2 more. But the way that, because of all the COBA, we're not sure if certain companies are going to reopen because of all this. I don't know. So a lot of these engines are really scarce and they're sought after right now. So they're going to find them really expensive. That's why I was telling you, you can probably get a different engine. Like this engine right here is probably a .15. It doesn't say on the side. I'm just assuming. I know it's not a well, I don't know, but I don't think it's a .18. It's a really small engine. I don't think it's a .12, but anyway, you can probably put a .18 at the most. If I put that engine in here, my friend was just telling me, it would destroy everything. You got plastic gears in there, bye-bye, they'd be gone. Forget it. So, did you see what I did with my temp gun? Did I put it somewhere? Oh, here it is. Yeah, see, it's not even really warm. I mean, I can put a tune on it. I probably won't because it's pretty well dialed in from the last time that I ran it. And the thing I like also about good quality engines, especially Italians, is once you get them broken in and you get them tuned, it's what we call set it and forget it. So you set all of the needles, and usually the high-end needle is the one you gotta only mess with most of the time because, like I said, the low-end needle on the side of the carburetor is adjusting is the power from 0 throttle to half. Okay? And the top end, the high-end needle, the one that's on top, or that one's on the side, is the throttle half to full. So it's your mid and top. So that one you're going to mess with because a lot of times you're closing it off when you're done cleaning. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can be aggressive on the bottom, low needle, as far as leaning it, giving it more power. Not too, but you can be pretty aggressive, but you don't want to be too aggressive on the top end needle. Because like I told you before, when you're screaming it from mid to top, if you lean it too much, it depends on the lubrication of the fuel. You're lessening that, and you're risking damaging the engine. I think it's perfect. How does it sound to you? Sound okay? I mean, you've been listening to it, so. Sometimes it takes a second set of ears to actually hear. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes certain engines, depending on the tune of it, they're going to come down when you bring it in right away. Do you notice sometimes when I was showing you before how when you come in, it would still idle a little high? You're either going to adjust the low end needle or you're going to adjust sometimes the idle. Now what I do, and I learned this from a guy named Mike Croddick, 30-year veteran. You turn it upside down. If it were to raise when I do that, it means it's running a little bit too lean when the idle raises up. If it was to lower or quit, it's too rich. So you're looking for, when you turn it underneath over like that, it shouldn't disrupt at all. See how it didn't change? It stayed the same. And then when you flip it back over, it'll blow a little bit of smoke, and then it'll take off. That's as probably good as a race tune you can get. I'm not saying that I tune perfect, because I'm not. I don't even know if there's such thing. But all I know is it's mostly I go by what I hear. And I'm 52 years old, so Muggy Maniac's hearing isn't too well. I mean, it's good. It's okay. I had glass tubes in my ear. A lot of people don't know that. When I was little, glass tubes put in my ear because they were closing. So my hearing's pretty good, though. I mean, I don't know if it made me better because I went through that and they had to do surgery and do all that, but I don't got bionic ears, you know. Remember the old bionic? What was it? One of them that had the hearing, and you could hear like an ant farting from like from like a mile away. Oh, did you hear that ant take a piss? Oh, let me go catch that guy, and he starts running. Do you remember that? That's old school shit, man. Steve Austin, that was the $6 million man. He had a accident when his space shuttle, when they were coming in from up space, the capsule crashed, and he was barely alive. I remember that, growing up in the 70s. You're what, like in your late 30s?
Yeah, 30s. Back in 30s.
Dirty 30s?
Dirty 30s.
I'm old school, bro. Like I said, I'm 52, so. Grab me my body, can you? The one on the end. I want to run it on the street because I can really open it up. But I have to change the tires. And there's not enough room in here. I can't, and the cars are coming in and out. Yeah, so I've just been doing it pretty much here. Now, another thing, too, like I said, you want to check the idle. If it cuts out, your idle's not right. It's kind of loaded up. Let me clear it out again. See how that smoke and you hear it go, that's when it gets loaded up like that, because like I said, I like to run my engines a little bit rich, because I don't, especially when they're modded and screaming like this, I'd rather have protection. That's my guarantee that I'm not going to blow my engine up. Well, what guys like to do a lot is they like to take the high-end needle and they like to lean it out. There's an old saying, lean is mean, gives it more power, which it does, but you're risking blowing up your engine if you keep doing that. I'd rather run it a little rich and protect the engine. See, this grass is just really thick. It's having a hard time. That's why I'm kind of, let's go over here. That's pinning the throttle. You hear that? They call it like a high note. When it hits a high note, you'll hear it'll go. I only hold it there for a few seconds. I've blown up engines before, and I've thrown connecting rods, so I have experience. But it's a true test. If you, like some people say, if you want to test the quality and durability of your engine, and this one being modded, pin your throttle for about 3 to 5 seconds. 10 seconds would be pretty long. Oh, there we go. Oh, whoa! Uh-oh. Head check. I know I hit the bad thing that I don't like about these Technos is the way that this is designed. See how they're scratched? I'm ordering new ones, so I want to replace it. But what I don't, look, is that a scratch? Or no? I think I was there. As long as the engine does, these, I like them also. It's because the heads are low. Like that other one, it's in a truck, it's different. It's a little bit, the wing's different. But if I was to run those, because I've ran bigger engines in these buggies, and they're crazy, because it's, you know, a giant, big block 28 or a 32 and a little buggy. These modded 28s are plenty. But if you flip it on concrete like I did, you can risk scratching up the heads, and that's one of my peeves. Engines with scratch heads, like, makes me almost want to cry. You know what I mean? You understand, it's expensive. It's like your Lexus. If you scratch your Lexus, Are you like pissed or what? You're like, like fucking what? Yeah, I'm opening it up pretty good. When you do that and open it up, and then you hear a pink, that's your connecting rod gone. Uh-oh, I think I'm running low on fuel. These things eat fuel, man. Yeah, always don't let your tanks run low. You'll hear that the idle, you hear the idle go up. The idle will raise when they start to get low. So you kind of want to keep it at like half tank, maybe a quarter tank, but even I don't like running it that low. That shit's so thick, man. Alright people, we're going to send it a couple times more, and that'll be it. And then we'll see if we can get a few runs in on the P328. But she sounds pretty nasty. She's getting broken in, that's for sure. It's been doing that lately. I got to check when your antenna wire is not up enough. Like I don't have reception right now. But it has a failsafe, so when it loses reception, it'll just stop. Oh yeah, my red light's coming on too. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't have the distance right now. Look, watch. It might be my battery might be getting low because the red light's on. So you won't get as much range when it does that. But it has a failsafe, so if it does lose range, it just stops. You can't do nothing. Instead of going out there in the sand into the neighbor's yard. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab it because there's water right here. Damn, look at all this. It's never been like this. It's like a fucking swamp, dude. Look at this shit. How thick that grass is over there. See when it's over there and it goes, it bounces. Watch, you'll see my chuggy, it's different. You'll just see the tires ballooning. Yeah, it's a pretty badass engine. So anyway. Let's send her a couple more times. Let's stay out of that water. Yeah, it's even too thick over here. sounds a little lean now. I think it's getting hotter now, because I noticed the tune is changing. Remember, it's not all the way hot. It's probably like, it might be 200 now. $238, yeah. So I noticed that after I was running it, it would rev a little high. So, which is telling me that it needs to be richened on the bottom. Richen it a little bit. See what that does? So you should be able to punch it, break it, and if it's still idling kind of high, it's the bottom end needle is a little bit too lean. Remember, always turn in like 5 to 10 minute increments, 15 max, and I try not to do that. But the problem is with a lot of us, we just get impatient. Want it to tune now. Come on, fuck, I don't got all day. I want to run my shit. And you let me turn it a whole hour, and then it's all fucked up. I've done it plenty of times. Well, that issue I had of it binding, it doesn't seem to be affecting anything. I'm thinking, and I won't know until I pull it down, that my clutch shoes are wearing. And once they get wear, they're not flipping out like they should. And like you said, remember you heard that little ding, 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 that little like, sounds like a bell tinging? That's your clutch bell, and the shoes, something in there is loosening up. Probably they're worn, so I need to go through my clutch shoes again. I run them all the way down to there's nothing. But she seems a little better now because she's hot. Oh, I was showing people on the camera. I'm spacing. Here, hold this for a minute. It's not gonna go up on me. Hold that real quick. My trusty assistant. Idle's a little. You can hear when it starts getting real low and it sounds like it's almost gonna quit. Yeah. But anyway, no bueno. These is why I don't like LiPo batteries. Okay? This is 5,000 milliamp dynamite. I was charging it, it's fully charged. But when they expand like that, they can catch on fire and burn shit up. Burn your house down. I've seen a lot of horror stories. I don't like to run LiPos, even though I have. There is certain ones that are safe. But you gotta keep these things in a protective box, like an army ammo can, steel, anything steel. Otherwise, your shit could catch on fire and burn up. Like if we were to hit this with a knife, it would explode. So I was thinking of using it today just to get the last use out of it in my bump box. But I don't run LiPos in my vehicles. I run my receivers. I run life batteries or a high milliamp if you can find them. I don't recommend running LiPos. I mean, there's people that run these LiPos and I've never had a problem with them and I've never had issue. Hey, I just don't want to be the reason, that's all. It might never happen to you. And if it ain't broke, the old saying, don't fix it, but I want to eliminate any chance of it ever happening. So if I don't use them, then I never have to worry about it, right? Okay. So that's what I tell people. Sometimes it's different. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Or do as I do, not as I say. See how it's really low. That's the lowest I've ever seen it. It's just telling me that this engine is getting more broken in as you run fuel, because it's still brand new. But you can get a pretty low idle on these. If it was to idle a little bit higher, it would be okay. And again, give it the test, 20 seconds. Blows out a little bit of smoke. Now, It didn't come down right away. See how it hesitated a little bit? But that's only because I'm running it really rich. When you run it rich, you're not going to get an idle to drop down really that low. I just like running my modded engines rich, like I told you, because I like protecting them. I can actually eliminate that, so when it comes in, it just drops all the way down. But I'm fine like that. I'm fine running my shit rich. Sometimes I run it richer than people like tell me, oh man, you should run it that rich, or, you know. I don't run it too rich, but I like to just, like I said, I mean, it's a $400 engine that I don't want blowing up. It's got some snap to it though, huh?
Yeah.
Give me that temp gun, the orange thing. It's in the bag, I think, right there, yeah. Looks like it's a lawnmower, huh? There's little grass flying everywhere. Yeah, it dropped a little bit. 193. Remember, it was like what? 230 something? It's just spinning the tires, man. Oh, I ran over your car. Oh man, I killed the road car. I am your brother. No, it'd be like if you had the small one living. I am your father. No! Little Nitro's going, no! Get away! I am your father, HPI. Alright, people. See you in a minute. Stay tuned.